Button. Ding. Button.
Hi and welcome to Hard Ass Reviews. And it's been a while since my last one was about Periscope. In fact, I should do a video on that, actually, Periscope, because I've spent about the last 2 weeks watching people on Periscope and not really understanding what they're doing on it. I mean, I know there's a lot of people on there who use it to promote their companies or their organisations, but it just seems to be people really just kind of like using it just to say hi. And then obviously on your screen comes all the questions from people who can follow you in live, in live mode. So I was thinking, well, how can I do that? I mean, I would have loved to have done a hard ass live so people can kind of like ask questions, but I don't know whether I just didn't take to it or, I just didn't seem to take to it, because most people just literally use Periscope just to say hi, or they just point the camera at something, or they're just having their lunch, with the camera running. But anyway, onwards and upwards. So since I last spoke to you, I've been to the cinema to see Mad Max Fury Road, Jurassic World, and San Andreas with Dwayne Johnson. San Andreas with Dwayne Johnson was a very good, well, it was quite a formulaic kind of film, really, action film, where obviously Dwayne Johnson, you've got him in, about 4 different scenarios. So first he's in a helicopter, then after the helicopter he's in a car, then after the car is in a plane, and then after the plane is in a boat. So the whole film takes you through all these kind of scenarios in a similar film that, if this was the 80s, it would have starred either Sylvester Stallone or Van Damme or Schwarzenegger, or my favourite one, Bruce Willis. Favourite actor, Bruce Willis, action actor anyway. So, but it was a good film. It was an enjoyable film. It wasn't too long, but it was a little cheesy. So, I don't know, you make up your mind about that. If you've seen it, what did you think? Did you really like it? Then after that, it was Jurassic World. Now, everybody's been going mad on Jurassic World. So I thought, well, I'm going to have to see Jurassic World. And to be honest, I was a little disappointed. I was a little disappointed because I remember the whole excitement of the first one. And I actually quite enjoyed the second one, actually. I think it's Jurassic Park Lost World or something like that, from what I can remember. Now, Jurassic World was a good film. It was, it was a visual film, a lot of bang crash wallop, a lot of noise. But to be honest, I think there were some ridiculous things in there. Like, the film opens, right, with the mother sending her children off to a dinosaur park, where her sister, their aunt, is, a biologist there. She's one of the biologists who work within the park. But the kids haven't seen this woman for 7 years. So if you haven't seen her for 7 years, why would you send your 2 kids unaccompanied to a dinosaur park to stay with their aunt who they haven't seen for 7 years? So that was a bit crap, to be honest. It was unrealistic and it was stupid, and it was just a reason just to put kids in a scenario with dinosaurs. So we had lots of jolly japes where they come in contact with them and then just avoid them, and then they jump in a car, like a golf buggy car thing that takes them around the complex, and they manage to escape dinosaurs there, and then they're trapped in something else and they escape them there. If you're a Jurassic Park fiend, you'll love it, because it gave you everything that you wanted to get. But to be honest, if you're a movie purist and you really wanted something a little darker, something a little more intense, I wanted something a little more like King Kong, as in Peter Jackson's King Kong with Jack Black, which was, for me, of a film with dinosaurs in, was just brilliant. It was a lot darker, it was a lot more intense, and well, it was just all round a better film. So I expected a lot from Jurassic World, and I didn't get a lot from Jurassic World, and I won't be chasing the DVD or Blu-ray down anytime soon. But I can acknowledge the fact that it's a popular franchise. I can acknowledge the fact that it was well made and the majority of people are going to like it, and it's made an absolute shed load of dollars so far. So I can acknowledge that. But me, as much more a purist, and I expect more from my films. I expect more. You know, I think gone are the days where you're just basically just going to buy your popcorn, buy your Coke, and then just sit in front of the screen and be shouted at by some action hero, you know, for almost 2 hours of a film. You know, those days have gone, really. I expect more from a film. Well, you certainly expect more when you pay £9 for a seat. You know, because we usually go to our local View cinema and we pay, I think it's £9, you know, like for the posh seats. The posh seats that really are the same as the other seats, but, you know, slightly wider. They're leather, or leatherette, or whatever they are. I think they're supposed to be leather, so they're leather seats. They've got I think there's higher backs on them, and there's more leg room, and your drinks holders aren't in your face. They're kind of low down, your armrests are lower down, and your drink holders are wider. And you pay £9 for that. But, you know, fair enough, we've got into the habit of buying the posh seats. But I expect more from a film than, as I say, just an action hero just, you know, jumping up and down and shouting at me. Oh yeah, you know, punctuated by, you know, various dinosaurs running around roaring in the same way they roar in every other film that they've roared in for, you know, decades. Anyway, moving from that, I shall go to Mad Max Fury Road, which was the film I saw first. So it was Mad Max in order. In fact, in order, it was Age of Ultron, Mad Max, San Andreas, then Jurassic Park. Mad Max Fury Road was excellent, but it was a head-banging excellent. I've never ever, for a long while, I mean, there are action films, and there are action films that really, you can smell the oil, and you feel as if you're being... I mean, within the first 10 minutes, a guy was head-butted, so you knew exactly where the film was going. This wasn't just your... As you said, with putting it up against San Andreas, it just wasn't your handsome, you know, muscly, you know, ex-wrestler turned actor going through all the motions of the film. This was just Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron just banging and butting heads and head-butting and then more butting heads and then more shooting and then more oil, so much oil and being sprayed all over the place. It was a ronking, stonking car wreck of a film. It really was, and that's car wreck in the nice way, if you can have a nice car wreck. But you can, obviously, in Mad Max Fury Road. It was huge, and I don't know where they're going to go if they do another Mad Max after that, because that was just hot, sweaty, and just head-bangy. It really was. That was the music, the characters. The characters were wonderfully weird. They were very, very individual film, a different style of film from the last two that I mentioned, the Jurassic Park and the San Andreas. A completely different film, a much deeper film, a much more intense film, and it's the kind of film you probably have to watch maybe 2 or 3 times, because there's so much punching, kicking, and head-butting and shooting and more slicing off of limbs and all kinds. You really need to see it more than once. But numbers-wise, I would give Fury Road 8 out of 10. Jurassic Park, a respectable 6 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10 for Jurassic World. 8 out of 10 for Fury Road. And... 6. And 6 for I'll bump Jurassic World to a 7. So Jurassic World gets a 7. Jurassic World gets a 7. Mad Max gets an 8, and San Andreas gets a 6. So leave your comments below and tell me what you think. What films have you seen recently? The next film is on my radar is a choice of two. So it's either going to be the new Mission Impossible, or there's Mission Impossible, and there's also the new Terminator. So I don't know, it's going to have to be a mad rush to probably see those within about 4 days. But tell me what your favourite action film is. What's the last action film you've seen? What is your favourite action film of all time? What's my favourite action film of all time? I would say probably my favourite action film of all time is probably Die Hard, the first one. I like that a lot. That was, you know, a great film. So that's probably, but if I actually gave it maybe some longer thought, I'd maybe say something else. But, you know, there's not very few films I don't enjoy Bruce Willis in. So, but Die Hard 1, excellent film. But so leave your comments below. What's your favourite action film? What's the last action film you've seen? What's the next action film you are going to see? And have you seen either of the ones that I've mentioned? San Andreas, Jurassic World, or Mad Max? Anyway, you all take care of yourself, and I'll speak to you all very soon on the next review. Bye for now.
Buzzing, 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 buzzing. Buzzing, buzzing.